Hey guys, in today's video we're going to tell you how two brothers who never made a pizza in their lives invented Pizza Hut. On May 31st, 1958, everything was ready for the first Pizza Hut's grand opening. Two brothers, broke as can be, borrowed money from their mother to get their business going. It was their shot at getting out of the red, and making a success of it was their only way out. There was just one small detail they had to deal with. They'd never made a pizza in their lives. Before we start, drop a comment below telling us which is better, Pizza Hut or Domino's Pizza. Tell me in the comments and I want to know. Okay, moving on. Dan and Frank Carney, sons of grocers, didn't want to follow in their parents' footsteps. Dan had his eye on a business that could really take off, while Frank needed cash to keep going to school. And guess what was the light at the end of the tunnel for them? A food craze on the East Coast? Pizza. That's right, pizza. Exactly, pizza. Back then, not many Americans knew about it. It was more of an Italian community thing. A family friend told Dan she'd read about the growing popularity of pizza and how it's going to take over the U.S. Dan had eaten it several times, but Frank had only tried it once. The brothers realized they could make a lot of money if they caught on to the trend early. But there was a slight problem. They were both broke. Dan and Frank had to borrow $600 from their mother to start their first business. They bought used equipment, and they turned a tiny hut-like bar next to the family's grocery store into their pizzeria. They got a free sign from Coca-Cola, but that meant the sign could only have 8 letters, right? And Coca-Cola, right? 8 letters, right? And pizza had to be in the name. Inspired by the unique shape of the building, they ended up choosing Pizza Hut. But less than a month before opening, a big issue arose. Neither of them knew how to make pizza, so they called a friend who knew about the subject to teach them. And it was just in time because the restaurant was going to open in 2 weeks. The initial menu had cheese pizza, sausage or pepperoni. A small one cost 95 cents and a large one $1.50. Everything was all set for the big day, but then disaster struck. They had bought a used oven from an Italian restaurant, but when they turned it on for the first time, whoosh, it caught on fire. Apparently there was a bird's nest in one of the ducts. It ignited, filling the restaurant with smoke and ashes. Dan and Frank had to postpone the grand opening and repaint all the walls. They hurried to get everything ready, and Pizza Hut opened its doors the following night. 6 months after opening, the brothers had opened another location and the growth continued. In just 1 year, there were 6 Pizza Huts. But look, the brothers had even more ambitious plans. They wanted to take a chance on Dan's intuition and expand the brand beyond the local area. That's how they opened their first franchise in Topeka, Kansas. By 1966, Pizza Hut had 145 locations in the United States. And in 1969, it was time to cross the borders by opening a store in Canada.
But this accelerated growth started to make Dan and Frank a little worried. The competition was watching and any faltering could be costly. They needed a differentiator, so they decided to call on an architect friend to create a unique look for Pizza Hut. The ideas were great, but the bill didn't add up to their budget. In the deal, they offered the architect $100 for each restaurant built with the new design. He accepted and created the famous red roof of Pizza Hut, which even became the brand's logo. That same year, Pizza Hut made its way to Mexico, Germany, and Australia and opened its #1 restaurant. With that, it became the largest pizza chain in the United States and the undisputed worldwide leader. And do you know what's undisputed worldwide besides the wonderful taste of Pizza Hut? What's more wonderful, more delicious is your subscription. You're like, I'm here from Monday to Sunday every single day, bringing you information, stories, something that adds value to help you make better financial decisions, earn more money, and of course, not lose money, right? And remember that when you subscribe to the channel and hit the like button so you don't miss anything, you help me grow this project because I'll bring more videos for other people in love with Pizza Hut, and this project's growing. I promise I'll bring more videos to you, okay? Thank you very much, and continuing. 4 years later, there was more big news for Pizza Hut. The company was sold to PepsiCo for $300 million. At that point, the chain was already making $436 million with more than 3,400 stores, but the brothers still had no idea their success was hanging by a thread. Their pizza wasn't doing as well on the East Coast, and they needed to fix that. That's when Frank launched the new recipe for the original pizza pan, which would become Pizza Hut's flagship. The new recipe resulted in a pizza that was crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. Over time, the company eventually slipped out the hands of the Kearney family. Even though Pizza Hut had become the largest pizza chain in the world, it was about to enter a real pizza war. For a long time, it stood alone at the top. A year later, there was more big news for Pizza Hut. The company was sold to PepsiCo for $300 million. At that point, the chain was already making $436 million with over 3,400 stores, but the brothers had no idea that their success would continue for a while. Their pizza was not doing well on the East Coast, and they needed to address that. That's when Frank created the recipe for the original pizza that would become Pizza Hut's flagship. The new recipe resulted in a pizza that was crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. As time went by, the company ended up leaving the Kern family's hands. Even though Pizza Hut had become the largest pizza chain in the world, it was about to enter a real pizza war. For a long time, it had reigned peacefully as the #1 in the United States, but then other chains started to grow and threaten Pizza Hut sales. Little Caesar attracted customers with their great deals. Domino's Pizza became known for its speedy delivery, and Papa John's was on the rise. In response, Pizza Hut appointed a new marketing head to keep their grip and started launching a new product every 6 to 8 weeks. Many of these innovations became Pizza World classics with flavors like barbecue and cheeseburger, along with vegetarian pizzas and for those who love meat. These launches gave Pizza Hut an advantage over its rivals, taking the brand to the 4th spot in sales across all restaurant chains. Shortly thereafter, a remarkable innovation would change the way people ate pizza. Analyzing customer surveys, Pizza Hut noticed that many didn't eat the pizza's rim. This led them to create a cheese-stuffed rim. The success was so great that the 6-week promotion stock sold out in just 4 weeks. In 1 year, the stuffed rim pizza alone generated over $300 million in sales. Pizza Hut continued to flourish and succeed in the following decade, expanding to 12,000 outlets in 86 countries. Since then, they continued introducing new items on the menu, such as pizza with a hot dog crust and unexpected combos like a Marmite stuffed rim and cream cheese with fish eggs and salmon. This is how two penniless brothers who knew nothing about pizza started a pizzeria that would become the biggest chain in the world. Have you subscribed to the channel? Did you hit like? Thank you so much. Did you comment below on whether you prefer Pizza Hut or Domino's Pizza? The next video that makes perfect sense for you to watch is popping up now. See you in the next video. Catch you later.